Welcome to the new edition of Talking Soccer World. This is the new episode and the 12th episode of Women's World Cup 2019. Well, we are going to the final match. The final match belongs to the strong favorite USA against the newcomers Netherlands. Well, I think this is one of very interesting match in the final. To the Netherlands, if they are going to win the match and clinch the World Cup, it would be the second European team to win consecutive tournaments, um, namely the European Championship and World Cup in a 2 year span. And to the USA, if they clinch another title, it would be a very huge achievement to them. Also, well, not to mention, well, they may the soccer fans that may think, oh, it is very normal for USA team to win the World Cup, but the players are different. They have they already have a number of generations, so the players, and especially I think some of the players in the midfield and in the defensive line are eager to to clinch the title. So who are going to win the match? Who has the advantage against another? Well, let's go back briefly to the semi-final match before we going to the preview. Well, the semi-final match between USA and England, well, was a very tight and close one. Well, the performance given by the Lioness were was better, much better than I expect. Especially Phil Neville makes a number of changes in the starting lineup, including putting Daly, Daly, I mean, another Manchester City player who seldom occur in the starting lineup on the right flank, and also left flank player left to Meek, who was the who also seldom occur in the starting lineup. That the Arsenal player, but the performance really surprising to including to me, because it seems with the absence of Frank Kirby to Stanley, and also one of the key players in the team, uh, they seems to be not much problem in the attacking force. They could create other chances. They could play very smoothly in the middle and on the flanks. The 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 overall the overall goals made by England and the missed penalty, it's a evidence. It's a very good evidence to their excellent performance in the semi-final. Well, one would say, "Oh, this is very unlucky for them not to equalize and even not to win the match." Well, I think at least their performance was worth of making the match into the extra time. Well, however, all the decision made by referee and also the missed penalty was were a fact, and also were correct. So even the very strong display and and a very excellent performance given by the Lioness, the difference I think mainly lies in the uh, chances converting ability. US players could seize the opportunity. Well, in a very even match, both sides had create chances. And well, you have to say even England creates a bit more. But the USA team players, even though they are not performing their best, and some most of the player and only keeping their standard performance, they could score. They could convert a chance, including the captain Alex Morgan, right flank player Tobin Heath, and the midfielder Horan. I think Horan had a very good match in connecting the midfield and the attackers, and also in replace of the controversial captain Christian the left flank player Christian Press in replace to the captain Randy Paul were very crucial to the result in in the semi final. I will talk more about her in a second, but that's that but her presence her presence, it seems there is no problem to feel him in the starting lineup. So I think the performance given by the USA's should also be highly credited. During the whole tournament, they may not be perform at their best in every single match, but they could win. They could edge pass the players. Sorry, they could edge pass the opponents. That is very important. I always think that to be a champion, it doesn't need to be uh, it doesn't need to be excel at every single match, but they keep on its winning trail. That is very important. No matter how well or how bad they play, and not to mention USA all is keeping at, in standards in standards. So there's nothing wrong in the front line. There's still nothing wrong in the back line. Although I think there are some weaknesses at the back actually, especially the central defender. But if eventually the whole team performance rescued it. So it's that. Does this mean that USA it will be invincible in the final match? So how could Netherlands receive its challenge? Well, when we look back to the final match of Netherlands, I would say that's a bit lucky for them to score the extra time goal. Well, throughout the match, I think Netherlands was was a 15-15 matchup against Sweden, and Sweden has its chance. And Sweden, led by the veteran player in the midfield, Sengen, make a lot of blockage to the Netherlands side. The Netherlands player could not function very well in the central area, could not pass the ball, do not make the pass, could not make the dribbling, and could not use its pace to make the threat that easy when comparing to the previous match. So we should give the credit to the Swedish player who are usually strong and solid and very tactical. They are very tactical in some sense that um the tactical was about the player ability. Well, it really pays off. Well, and including the really big goal scoring opportunity in the early second half when I forgot be Platinius or Jefferson hit the post. And I think Platinius and Jefferson also have a good match in connecting with each other. They create a lot of goal scoring opportunity, but thanks to the performance of the defensive player and also the crucial goalkeeper Van Nadal. I think the defensive line, especially in the second half, have a very good match, led by the left-hand player von Dongen and the central defensive player uh, von der Glatt. And also, this is very essential to have the strong midfield. I think Netherlands not only strong in the front line, but also they have a very strong midfield, and each of them are willing and eager to make the tackles, while some of one of them like Van de Donk could create a lot of chances and could create chances for their teammates. But I will highlight another important player in the seconds, but neither of them could miss out in the final. If one of them suffered the injury, if Van Descendant or Mertens could not show up in the final, that would be disastrous to the Netherlands side and greatly reduce their chance to fight against US, the strong and stubborn USA. Well, it remains to be seen whether Mertens, who suffered the knee injury before the halftime in the semifinal, could uh, could occur in the final match. And throughout the tournament, Mertens also suffered the injury. I think early back in the I remember to be in the quarterfinal after the goal scoring celebration. He her knees suffered an injury. But if you see what what she play during the match, it doesn't we do not know. Oh, she already suffered an injury. She already did not have have a regular training session with the team. And also from the sentence, it didn't look like she had a foot injury. So I think sometimes I should pay respect to those two players because of their perseverance and also their professional attitude toward the match. And most importantly, they want to win the title. They want to bring the World Cup to back to the Netherlands. So I hope Netherlands could cause the surprise to have a very surprising performance in the final match. I think that rely on the midfield players, right? Well, you could say, oh, Medima is very fit and is a very top striker during the tournament, and she improved a lot this season in Arsenal, including his dribbling skill, especially his scoring uh, number of goal scoring opportunity. All of them she can convert, and also he could assist in organizing the attacks. Well, in the previous year she could not, but this year I could see she could go back to the midfield area and organize the attack the attacking force. But I think we should look into the midfield area, and one of the very important players should be Jackie Gronnen. Jackie Gronnen is a up and rising and promising young player who is going to play in Manchester United next next season, in the coming season. This player, personally, I think I like Spitzer more because of the passing and also free kick delivering ability, which is such a very precise display. And it could be compared to Snyder. I think somehow she is better than Snyder. Well, but I have to talk about Jackie Groningen in this episode because of his relentless and ceaseless attacking. Sorry, not attacking, but tackling abilities. She is excellent in making tackles. In making very precise tackle and not making fouls that easily. And also, not only she could be a very good central midfield defensive player. Well, somehow I think she could be the third um, center backs. But also, she also could make some impact to the attacking force. Especially, she could uh, make a middle range effort. And not only what she did in the semi-final, but also she could make the chance in the long range or short or middle range effort when their teammates allow her to do so, and also she could make the passes and assist in making chances on the right flank or near the midfield area. So she is also one of the players to be watched in the final. Apart from the Spitzer and also the key man from the Dong. So what should USA what should the USA player we need to look at? Well, not only is captain Alex Morgan and the right flank player Hip and even the new rising midfielder Navale, but also Christian Press, who should be in place of the uh of the previous captain Randy Paul in the starting lineup. I think in the final match she will be in the starting lineup also due to the controversy led by the uh, previous captain Randy Paul. She in the national anthem incident and her role against Donald Trump. For Christian Press, well, she is a veteran player, gaining over 100 caps in the national career. But her pace, and also the dribbling ability could cause a lot of problem to the right hand side of the Netherlands player. If the Netherlands player miss out one tackling opportunity, it could be very fatal. And in addition to the defensive player, I think one or two Netherlands attacking or midfield player should come back to the uh, defensive area to contain her. She is so she is very dangerous to the in his left hand side, and she could also uh, makes passes and also pass the ball to the other players. So she should not be the one who could make the run herself, but also could make the run for the teammates. So that how dangerous it could be to the Netherlands backline. So this is to be the X factor to be watched in the final. And if you look at the bench player, well, I think it is not necessary to say that okay, the bench the bench power is much better on the USA side. No, because the Netherlands side, it has Berenstein and also Jill Voigt to support the friend playing, and also neither either of them could be the substitute striker. For the US, Carrie Lloyd, who is also the very veteran player, and also the a very good substitute striker, could also make the impact. So I think in terms of the bench power, I think it looks quite even, and both teams has the player to change the match, to switch the match if either of them goes um goes into doldrum. And so when we compare their players, their style, and also the bench power, we could not very easily make the prediction. And also when we compare their weaknesses, well, their weaknesses are very similar. All are at the back, at the back line. For USA, the central defense, the center backs, Sunderburn and now Campbell are yet to be tested. And somehow, if you look at the goals they concede, they they are afraid of being or having the ball passed behind their back. So to the Netherlands, although Butwood Van Dongen are very strong and very good at making tackles and very good at covering the back line, they are not the not they are not they were not the fast-paced player. If a fast-paced player on either side like Heath or Van de Sanden make the run down the far side, this could cause a lot of problem. And the most dangerous things is they could make the run with their teammates in a very short and quick succession. So that would be the thing that decide the winner in the final match. I think it will be a very entertaining match, and neither side could dominate the match. I mean, even though Netherlands or USA want to dominate the match, it couldn't be. It couldn't be. The possession rate and the possession threat may be very even. If I make the prediction, I would go for USA slightly um to predict USA to win the match by a by 2-1 or 1-0, so that it means that it would be very close and even match in the final. Don't underlook or don't undermine the ability of the Netherlands player. Well, uh, regardless of their inexperience in the final, you could say, okay, they are young and inexperienced, but their eagerness and uh, their dedication could make the difference. I think to make the difference, and also they are very flexible in making long pass and making a short, quick succession, quick movement. That would be another advantage. Their flexible tactics would be an asset against and all and against the side also making different tactics on the field. Personally, I hope Netherlands could bring the match to the extra time and to the amusement of all our soccer fans. So let's see what happens on Sunday night.